Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here. Welcome to another Princess Connect video. So this is the third video in the Illya series, and this is going to be me explaining the 5 core comps for Illya teams and show you how to mix and match, as well as go over what they counter. And I will also have a replay kind of going over the Illya in the CN meta right now, just showcasing how strong she is still beating against teams like Stall. So I actually uploaded the 5 core comps to my tier list, and I'll have a link in the description as well. But initially in my videos I usually just have a notepad on the side, and people sometimes take a screenshot of that, so I thought it would probably be easier if I just upload everything on my tier list for you to refer to. So far it's incomplete at the moment. I will have more notes on this, but work was busy, so I didn't really have time to dig into the super nitty-gritty the details, but I will update this as we get familiar with the global environment in terms of Illya after her release. But this is what it looked like before on CN, and I'll just go over the main Illya comps. So most importantly, good luck today. You get your free tempo on Illya, and of course I do hope those that are pulling for her to get her relatively early, and with enough divine amulets you can start her to 4-star first and try out these comps. And if you feel that she is not doing the job, or she's dying too early, you can actually switch her to a 5-star, upgrade her to a 5-star. So let's talk about the most important comp for Illya. So the dual charge Illya is the most aggressive version of the Illya comps. So you have a flex tank spot, and whether it be Nozomi, probably the best mixed tank, Kuka against mages, or Miyako against physical. And you run Yukari, which offers the TP charge for Illya as well as a heal, plus Monica or Kokoro if you don't have Monica, and then Illya and Saren, who is going to TP charge Illya, and Yuki. So this is the most aggressive one because on the second movement of this team, actually Illya will be using her Union Burst. So what I'll do is I actually have a replay saved, so I just logged on to my CN account, and I haven't played for a while, so I'm behind in levels and gear, but that doesn't stop me from using this dual charge Illya comp to beat a stock comp. So we can take a look and see what happens, and I'll slow it down, making sure that I have a one-time speed, because a lot of things will happen very quickly. Okay, so let's wait here. Let's stop this and I'll replay it actually, because it was on 3 speed, so CN has 3 speed now. So we can see here that alright, let's pause. So we're walking in. Everyone think on my team is 5-star except Monica, but obviously she's not even purple geared, so she's behind. You can see that if you pay close attention to Illya, she'll get charged by Yukari, Saren, and the self-harm skill of Illya for the second movement will give her enough UB to enough TP to UB. So we'll see here. So everyone's starting. So the first TP charge goes from Yukari to Illya, and at that point Illya also used her first skill to gain a magical attack, and she's already at more than half TP. So second time around, Saren should be charging Illya, and you saw there, okay, Saren charged Illya, and Illya also used the second skill, which is AoE and plus a bit of self-harm, to give her maximum TP, and she's already using her UB at 1:22. So it's really fast and really aggressive, this team. And you can see here again, Yukari charged Illya, and Illya self-harms, and she's pretty much ready to UB again after her first skill, which is her self-magic attack boost. So you can see how fast this team really is. At 1:11, she's already UB twice, and she's just going to be spamming UB because of the dual charge from Yukari and Saren, and coupled with the speed burst from Monica, it's just going to be non-stop. So we can see this is how the dual TP charge Illya works. I don't have the footage for the other ones because I want to get this video out as soon as possible. So the second team, the core comp for Illya is the single charge dual core Illya. So this is slower than the dual charge one above. It's got its bonuses. It's somewhat a bit more defensive. You can run a variation, I mean you can run this technically on defense, but this will lose to the dual charge Illya. However, this is really good against attacking teams that like to run Tamaki or Arisa that tries to pick off your Illya, because even at 3-star, Kyoka has enough magic attack to absorb the aggro from Tamaki. So Tamaki will use her dart thing against Kyoka instead of Illya, and somewhat this protects Illya from getting killed relatively early, because if she self-crits plus the Tamaki dart, she's pretty much dead. And so this is the single charge, and it has Kyoka in the back to soak Tamaki, as well as Kyoka can still output some great damage. So the third team is the multi-core Illya. So this is against ultra stall comps, especially later on when Tsumugi is released. So against this, actually dual charge beats the 5-tank stall teams right now on global, I would say. But however, you can run a triple core comp. This is a lot more aggressive, but just make sure you're not running into any comps that can deal or snipe your back rows. After that is the 4 Protect 1 Illya. So 4 Protect 1 Illya is against enemy teams that has a single tank and lots of aggros in the back. So let's say 4 DPS, a tank buster, if they still run that. A 4 Protect 1 Illya with the Maho in the back can really help Illya survive, and it's just making sure she gets her UB after UB, and survival is the most important for this comp. And lastly, we won't talk too much about it, it's the H Shinobu comp. So H Shinobu on release just murdered Illya in the JP server. However, actually post, I would say, after everyone got clairvoyance and knows essentially what's coming next, there are comps you can actually run with Illya against H Shinobu. So you have a 50-50 win rate, because some variations still beats the Illya teams. But against this, I used to run the Lima, well, not this comp, but this comp technically also works. So it's kind of a dual charge or a single charge with some protective or utility units in the back. However, I believe I used to run the Rima, Illya, Seren, Maho, and Yuki comp. So the Maho heals the Illya after the first round of self-harm, and the Yuki, Seren, and the initial damage from Illya, because Lima's entering late, that gives her such a fast TP charge boost. It's almost like a dual charge speed, but with the stability of Maho counter. So I think this is a much later comp. We may see play even now, maybe against some of the Ninon variations, but I remember I used that for a long time against H Shinobu counters in P Arena, because people thought Illya couldn't beat H Shinobu, but Illya can definitely do that. So this is a quick rundown of the 5 core Illya comps, and again, I'll be updating this page because I also have a counter Illya page here, whether in the same tab or a different tab, and this is on my tier list, so you can see my tier list here. It's updated to 9.5, so it's the May 12th patch. But yeah, most of you guys will be running the double charge Illya, sometimes the single charge against the variations of Tamaki. But those 2 comps will solve, I would say, 90% of the arena defense comps at the moment. And also, key thing to note, Illya on release, before we get the 9-5, she should be capped at 8-6. Because at 9-3 there's a high chance of her killing herself, so go 8-6 first, and when the patch drops, of course you can pre-farm as well. I already did pre-farm for 9-3, but when the patch drops on the 12th of May, you can then get Illya to 9-5, but do 8-6 for now. So that's the end of my video. I'll be pulling Illya for sure, and I'll have a video on that. And of course, I'll be updating this. And as we actually play the global meta, I'll be updating this page to see what other innovative comps we have. Because again, this is all based on the CN server, and I'm certain that global will have its own unique comps as well.